Hey guys, it's Void Concept here, and yesterday Mojang released the 13W04A Snapshot. So although the change list is actually fairly small, I've got a lot of stuff that I've been working on to show you what all is new in this snapshot. So the first thing we're going to be going over is now if you rename a command block, it will give that output instead of the @ sign inside of the brackets. So if I take this command block here and throw it on the ground apparently, and throw it in here, and let's name this Voice of Thor. Why not? And let's just hit it down here and go say rar. I don't know. And click it. It will now say in the little chat box there, Voice of Thor rar instead of the normal @ sign. So if I give myself a regular command block and do the same exact thing in here and then give it power, it will just say @rar. So that's a cool new feature. You can actually name your command blocks instead of having to do something strange with it. And yeah, that will, I didn't mean to punch that out, oh well. Still got one, but that'll help with map makers a lot. So second thing here is now jukeboxes know what discs they have in them. Let me get rid of my inventory here so I can grab all of these discs here. And of course it put it in opposite inventory that I wanted it, but now each one will give a output from a comparator here. So this is an output of 1 here, and this is the first disk. This one here is 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So with maps like Vinyl Fantasy, Capture the Monument maps that use music discs, you can now tell which one is actually in it. So say somehow they got 2 cats, they put it in one inside of the regular cat monument, but then they put something or a cat in something like Stall's place. They can tell if they've cheated or not. So dispensers have been changed now. Let me grab my inventory here and get a sapling. I actually meant to grab this sapling before, and also the dispenser change as well, and bone meal. That's what I'm talking about here, is changed. So if I put this down here and click this, it will now actually use the bone meal on the sapling, and those little green stars will appear. But you notice that the tree didn't instantly grow. That is now because trees have 2 stages to grow, and bone meal only advances 1 stage at a time. So if I click it again, we've got a tree. Let me get rid of some of this here. So if I plant something instead like carrots, why not? And I was not prepared to do this, but whatever. I will do it anyway. So if I plant carrots here, you see it grew a stage, but you need to go with multiple bone meals to do it. It takes 7 bone meal to actually grow a crop now instead of the normal 1. So I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a change. So another big thing for map makers and maybe server operators is this new scoreboard thing. So I've got a bunch of command blocks set up here to show you some of the various things that scoreboards can do and what you have to do to actually set up a scoreboard. So the first thing you have to do is set up an objective. So if I click this button here, we have a new objective called score that has been set up. So if I read this. I wrote these books just to give like the syntax of some stuff. So objective syntax, how to add a syntax or a objective. So first thing you need to do is type in scoreboard objective add, and then you need to name it and add criteria, and then if you want, that's what the square brackets mean, you can add actually somebody's name to start tracking on this objective. So if I look at this is the name is the scoreboard's name, whatever you want in this field here. Criteria is cases where it will be incremented or decremented. So if you put in dummy here, the score will be changed by command blocks only, which I will show you a little bit later, and that's actually how I have this scoreboard set up. Death count will increment it whenever a player dies. Player kill count increments when a player kills another player. And total kill count is the next page here, increments when a player kills something. So this is a mob, and then the player kill count is killing players. So display name ... is basically if you want to add people to this objective instantly, you would type in their names. So in the end of this here, we've got Void Concept, Tiki Torches, and Tom C711, and I think it's just separated by spaces. I don't think you need commas. I think commas will break it. I'm not quite sure though. I have not actually tested that. But the @ modifiers can work inside of command blocks like I have here. So I did a @a, so @all. So I am actually part of this objective now. So the second thing is actually displaying this objective. So if I click this now, I hold down tab, you can see now that my name, Void Concept, is there, and then there's a yellow 0. That yellow 0 is actually the new objective. And if I do this here, it will actually add it on the side of my screen there. So it says the name there, score, Void Concept 0. And I'm not sure if it will give other people, like if I had my brother on the on this world, if it would say his name as well. And here's the set display syntax. So scoreboard, objective, set display, slot, and objective. So slot is basically, there's two options right now: list, which is holding the tab, and sidebar, which is this one over here on the right. And then objective is which objective to display in that area. So score is what I have it named as. If you leave this objective parameter with nothing, then it will return that slot to the default state. So let me see this. So what was it? Scoreboard, objectives, set display, and go sidebar. It will get rid of the sidebar there. So let me get it back there. Increment the score will, well, there's the syntax there. If I keep clicking this, it will keep adding score to me. And then if I decrease score, same thing. So this book here, how to change your score. Changing score is scoreboard, players, add or remove. That's what the little line there means. Player, objective, count. So add increments and remove decrements, of course. Player is which player the score is going to change. Objective, which objective is going to change. So if I had score and let's say total kill count on here, I would have to say score to decrement the score here, or increment. And then count is how much to change. So I can actually go objectives, Not add, I already forgot. Yeah, it is. Oh, players. So if I change this to 5, it will now give me 5. So maps that use the level for like your money or whatever, or have like piston or redstone indicators to say how much money you have, this will be a much easier way to actually implement that. Resetting a score will reset it back to 0. I don't think that worked. I'm not sure. Let me look at this for a second. Reset. Where did reset go? Reset all this. Yeah, I guess you may have to type in a name for this. I'm not quite sure though. So that reset me back to nothing. Let's see if I do this now. Maybe that. Ah, yes. There's a little glitch right now where you have to press tab to get the sidebar to actually show up. Sometimes. So, syntax here. Reset to 0. Scoreboard, players, reset, and then player. Obviously, the player would be whatever name. And I think... I'm not sure if these modifiers work at the moment. It doesn't look like they do. That may be a glitch, I'm not quite sure. But maybe something to be changed here. Let me see if I can do that. Nope. Still not working. So deleting a score objective will remove that objective. So if I click this here, the objective score is now removed, which means everything about it is removed for all players, including sidebar, tab, all that. And let me do that and delete, syntax, remove, and it's still the same easy thing. Scoreboard, objectives, remove, and then the objective name. Some more information about scoreboards right here. So they can be used with the test 4, and those parameters are score and underscore the name of the objective, and to check to see if there's like a minimum amount, you add the underscore min on there. So if I give myself another command block, I cannot spell 137, and I accidentally deleted that. Did not mean to delete that. And I go, what was it? Test 4 at P, and I'll go score equals, let's say 10. And let me get some stuff out of the way here, put a button on here, redstone. So if I do this, it shouldn't, I don't think it should, maybe I'm not supposed to put these spaces in here. I haven't worked with command blocks all that much, so... Oh, maybe it's a comparator that needs to be on the output here. Yeah, it needs to be that, it looks like. So if I set this up here by doing all of this stuff and increment this all the way up to, let's make this easy, 10. Then if I do this, I thought that worked. I don't know, I haven't messed with the test 4 very much at all. Did I do that correctly, even? Yeah, it looks like. So I'm not sure exactly why that isn't working. I may have to figure it out at some point. So, moving right along here, we've got this renamed mob egg here, and this diamond sword just so I can show you. And now this zombie Jeffrey, if I spawn him in, will actually have zombie Jeffrey displayed above him. And it looks like it's a little glitchy right now. If you move in certain positions, the name will actually disappear. And hopefully this will be fixed. It just seems to be flashing right now. I'm not sure why. And let me get rid of him. Why not? So that's pretty cool. You can now have custom mobs that have their name above their head. So let's say you had somebody named Herobrine in your map. You can now rename whatever mob to Herobrine. And we've got improved double slabs here. These are all double slabs, and you may notice something strange about this one. If you actually go and place down 2 slabs like this, they will still be like that, but if you give yourself, I think it's, I forget the item ID for it, but you can give yourself that where you can have the top textures showing on the side. So let me game mode myself to what is it? Survival? Game mode. I didn't need to type in my name, yeah, I didn't. So if I break this, it will give me 2 sandstone slabs. This one, 2 brick slabs. This one, the quartz slabs. This one, I'm gonna. Oh, that still worked like that. Wooden slabs. Then stone brick slabs. All of these are still pretty much the same, except these 2 are different. This is actually 2 half slabs right here, 2 smooth stone half slabs. But of course, it went into the sandstone slabs instead. And if I break this, it gives 2 regular stone slabs. So those are all really interesting changes. And the last but not least, again, I'm gonna mode myself back, is a couple of changes with dispensers and droppers. You can now make them face in any direction, so up or down, of course on the sides, so you can shoot flame charges straight up or down. You can use them for I don't know, there's some ideas for traps. This right here is actually a trap. Let me actually game mode myself back onto survival, and it shoots arrows from underneath you. And I thought this was just a really interesting way. I'm probably going to use this for my Oblivion map as spike traps, because I couldn't figure out a way to do it before, and now it's going to be easier. Oh, I better not kill myself. So let me game mode myself back. So after some changes to this design over here, which I'm not going to show you, I have found a way that you can actually make it flush with the wall. And this is basically a automatic item dispenser for like a I don't know, a respawn room for something like the Predator map that Podcrash has been making. And actually this is kind of the inspiration for this design right here. So as you can see, this chest is empty right now, but with the click of a button here, it will actually fill up with full gold, including the sword. So how this works is we've got these droppers down here, going into, you can't see it there, but it is actually, oops, these hoppers here. These hoppers travel along the line to these two droppers facing up, and when this hopper or dropper is facing up, it will, I'll put a signal into this block here, which will be carried around and actually activate both of these. And how it keeps activating is with this dispenser, or not dispenser, comparator here, constantly giving both of these blocks updates. So all of them will eventually funnel into this chest right here. It's a little bit more compact than Podcrash's design, and maybe I'll send this video to them and they'll use it. Or maybe they'll think of it themselves, I don't know. But there was another thing that I forgot to mention, or in my original recording, and that is now, if you have a dispenser full of armor and you give it some power, it will actually equip it onto you. And I should probably actually show this happening. So if I put these back in here, now let me put these, I'll put them in my inventory, why not? I'll stand here and it will actually equip me. And that's kind of cool how it did boots to the top, but it's completely random. So yeah, that's just another cool little feature. I'm sure Seth Bling would be happy with this. Maybe update his Super Smash Bros. Map to do this, or maybe some other ones. Although, if you have something like a creeper head or a pumpkin, and then let me take these off as well, they do not actually get put on. They just get put inside of your inventory. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it and saw some of these extra things that are just really cool about this snapshot. I will see you guys later, and thanks for watching.